What is up, gang? This is the X-Teen Featurette channel, and I'm Chris, and I have another review video for you today, courtesy of Arrow Video USA. They sent me Irizumi for review. This just came out in June 2021, so new release. This is from 1966. It's a Japanese period piece, which I am pretty new to, but definitely was interested in this one, so I wanted to check it out. And here we go. Irizumi follows the tale of Otsuya and Shinsuke, which are like star-crossed lovers, I suppose. Otsuya's father owns a pawn shop, so he's a shopkeeper, and I think this is supposed to take place during the Meiji era, and Shinsuke is an apprentice to Otsuya's father. So that sort of arrangement, I believe, was pretty common, but they fell in love and they ran off. They done did it. They went and ran off in the middle of the night, and it's pretty bad. So it's definitely like a tale of star-crossed lovers, but the difference is, in this movie, everyone pretty much sucks. Otsuya is kind of brazen and strong-willed, and Shinsuke's more like reserved, and she calls him like a wimp, basically. Like, she calls him spineless and stuff, and he pretty much is. I believe Irizumi is Japanese for tattooed or something. It's something to do with a tattoo, which, if you see the artwork, there is a big old spider tattooed on this girl's back. So that is the main focus of this. Without divulging too much of the plot, it has to do with, the shopkeeper's daughter, Otsuya, basically getting trafficked, pretty much, and she forcibly has a tattoo, traditional Japanese back piece, done to her. So she does that as she's being sold into to become a geisha. It's pretty much like a transformation that she undergoes. It's a major life-changing event, and it's like the pivotal point in this story, because from then on, this becomes basically like a revenge story. Shinsuke goes through some life-changing events too. He goes to find, he's trying to become reunited with Otsuya, and he goes to his mom's house, and I was like, man, this woman is not a supportive mother. Like, she's basically like, Shinsuke, you idiot, you ran off with a shopkeeper's daughter, like, you did it now. And he says he's never going to see her again. And I mean, I think that he seems like a man of his word. So it's a very severe, very, very serious movie. But then this tattoo that Otsuya has on her back is supposed to be cursed. It's supposed to be a man-eating spider, because she's a man-eater. So that's one thing. There was so many themes in this movie, but the one that stuck out most to me was feminine versus masculine. So, you have a man-eating woman. She's a very strong lead character, and then the men around her are pigs and bumbling idiots, is pretty much the dichotomy there. So that was really interesting. Like, actually, on the Arrow release, there is a special feature 100% devoted to the lighting in this movie, and that was my biggest thing. As soon as I started it, one of the very first scenes, when they're running off together in the middle of the night, is on a bridge, and this was all recorded in a sound stage. So the use of lighting in this movie was just like incredible. Like, it's some of the best lighting work that I can think of. I think that it was on the commentary I listened to, where they were talking about how the director was playing around with lighting that you would typically use in black and white cinematography, being applied to color. Whenever I picture this movie from now on, I'm going to immediately envision the scene that took place on the bridge with Otsuya and Shinsuke, and it was just incredibly vivid and beautiful, and reminiscent of geisha stage plays. It was, yeah, just very, very beautiful. Honestly, my favorite character in this is the tattoo artist. He's kind of like this really bizarre character. You know, I said that this is supposed to be a very, I think, a very serious, grounded in reality movie, but the tattoo artist is just this character that seems to be like off in his own world, like sort of a fantastical character. Like he thinks that the cursed tattoo, firstly he says that it took all the life out of him, so he was the first man that she devoured, and therefore he could no longer tattoo ever again. So he doesn't tattoo anymore. He says, this is it, this is my work, you know, that took everything out of me, and he no longer tattoos. So whenever we see him after that, he's just kind of creeping around in the background, like, you know, keeping watch. Yeah, definitely like keeping watch of his work. He's afraid of the tattoo. I think he's afraid of Otsuya, and he's just like such a complex character, I feel like. So he was my favorite part of this by far. Otsuya was very mean from the beginning, bossed Shinsuke around, but yeah, very strong woman. Like notably, my first example of that would be whenever she was being abducted. She was in this, you know, little, I forget what they called it, but they took her out of this like basically cage that they were transporting her in, and without saying, you know, she didn't ask, where am I, who are you, what are you doing, she said, get me a water, I'm thirsty. And I'm just like, this woman is a badass. Like she is strong. So yeah, she was not a very likable character, but she was definitely a strong female character, so that was really cool. Some other things I wanted to note: this was based on a 1910 short story. It was a Japanese short story. I don't recall who wrote it, but it was a short story, so that was interesting, because the premise for it in and of itself is pretty cool. Another thing is there are kills in this movie. I wouldn't say that it's a horror movie per se. It's definitely more of a revenge film, but the kills are not easy. Yeah, like each one of them is a struggle. They're all, compared to other movies, they're just unnecessarily long and difficult. If you watch this, the first kill in particular, I was just like not expecting that. It was, I won't spoil it, but if you watch this, just like whenever you see the first kill, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was just like, wow. So yeah, there's definitely some good kills in this. Blood looks like paint, but you know, you'll have that. The transfer itself was absolutely beautiful. Very clear, extremely clear, no grain whatsoever. It was a crispy movie, very beautiful. So, you know, that just added to the vibrant colors and everything. So really nice. Definitely suggest this one if you're open to international film, and I sure hope you are. So check it out. And if you have it, watch it and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of it. Definitely would love to talk about this one. Very, very cool movie in my opinion. Like I mentioned, I am not very well versed in Japanese period pieces, but it's a genre that I've always wanted to get more familiar with. So, you know, being that this is one of the first movies of its kind that I've seen, definitely really, really enjoyed it. And I'm a big fan of the genre. I can already tell that I am going to dive deep on in. I know that Arrow has a bunch of other releases, so I will be picking those up, I'm sure, during the next Arrow sale or something. So you know that this release is going to be stacked. So let's see what they have. So first of all, the newly commissioned artwork is gorgeous. You can see kind of the details of the tattoo. But then the reversible artwork, I think I'm more of a fan of. So, but then the spine is in English on this one, but it's not in the reverse. So I'll show you that. But whenever we open it, there is an advert. The disc itself is really beautiful. There's the booklet, the back, beautiful coloring. You can kind of see how you get kind of a feel for the intense colors of the movie. There's the contents of the booklet. And then of course there's some photography in here. Just, you know, very, very cool. Talks about the cinematography, red, white, and black. So yeah, that was definitely a theme that made the colors pop for sure. So here is the reversible artwork, and I do like that a lot more, but like I said, the can't very well read that. So I think I'm gonna leave it that way anyway. So let's dive into the special features. We have oh yeah, the Japanese mono audio. So it's in Japanese, and it is not, there's no English dub, so there's English subtitles. Brand new audio commentary by Japanese cinema scholar David Desser. I listened to the commentary, and at first I was like, man, it's like this guy's reading off of a script. And he was reading a quote from some, I don't even remember what he was reading, but even after that, even after the quote, it was very informational, very good information in the commentary, but it was still like he was reading, and it's like what he was reading was not perfectly syncing up with the actions on the screen. So it's almost like good information, but it could be like a featurette and not a commentary track. I hate when like commentary tracks are like incredibly scripted and not like conversational. But that's just me. So it was good information, definitely worth a watch, but you know, not my exact style that I prefer. Newly filmed introduction by Japanese cinema expert Tony Raines, Out of the Darkness, a brand new visual essay by Asian cinema scholar Dasuze Miyao, original trailer, image gallery, reversible sleeve, featuring newly commissioned artwork by Tony Stella. So it was beautiful artwork. That featurette, Out of the Darkness, is the one that I was talking about that was completely devoted to the lighting in this. That was a really cool featurette, definitely worth checking out. So great special features on here, and I would highly suggest it. I really enjoyed it. Definitely going to be watching this again in the future, because it's one of those movies I feel like, you know, it's definitely artistic, and there's more to be enjoyed, I feel like, and interpreted from it. So, you know, definitely has a high rewatch value in my opinion. So that is pretty much it. So thanks to Arrow Video USA for sending this to me for review.
TGIX.
There you go. Make that a thing. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and subscribing, and I will see you next time with another review video, or maybe even pickups. Who knows? Bye.